Hey, good morning, guys. Mark Angelo here. The video I made this morning turned out to be pretty bad quality. That's what I get for using Google Hangout Live. I never have good luck whenever I use Google Hangout Live. So instead, from now on, I'm going to have to do the pre-recorded videos, which are, high definition and better quality. I just came back from the interview that I mentioned in the video that I did earlier, and unfortunately the job position is not a permanent position. It's a project that the state is undertaking, and it's going to be as of July till October. Some kind of youth program type of thing where you help youth between the ages of 16 to 24, I think, find jobs and in the community, and I guess some trouble youth or something like that, which would have been up my alley. But I don't want to leave a permanent job to get a temporary job. And then they say, well, there's a possibility that maybe other positions could open up, but they can't guarantee it. So I'm not going to take that kind of risk. I'm not a gambler. So needless to say, I have all this free time in my hand before I start work, so I'm going to kind of recap what I said in this morning's video. This morning video was about to pack or not to pack. And back in 2003, when I transitioned, I started looking for devices for P and pack, and the stuff they had back then was pretty archaic. So I did use it for a little bit, but I found that it created a lot of problems for me. Problems being the P would remain in the device shaft and it wouldn't fully go out. So you would either dribble while you were walking, or all that bacteria gathered, and between the sweating from the rubber and the piss, it was just an awful smell. I'm kind of like a germ phobe, not like to the bad point, but I mean, something like that was just totally disgusting to me. It didn't look real. It didn't feel real. It was like more dysphoric to wear that than to just not have anything. I mentioned in the earlier video that I was pretty happy with what I have. I've always had a pretty well endowed, at the time when I was female, clitoris. Now it's a micropenis. The testosterone has really helped it grow, and I'm pretty happy with my size. It functions just like a regular penis would, except it doesn't have testicles, so I don't produce semen. But other than that, it looks, tastes, feels just like a penis, but just smaller than your average. Although I've been told that some guys, I get your thumb type of thing when probably TMI. But anyway, I was wondering, and I asked in the earlier videos, if there are new devices out there that, and I couldn't see any better really fabrication, except for maybe a prosthetic, which I started looking after I made the video, and I've seen some really good looking prosthetics that look real. There's a company, but they're pretty expensive. They're like $479, almost $500, but they look real. Circumcised, uncircumcised, the feel of it and everything is supposed to be real. I can't imagine the taste of it would be, so that would like leave out oral sex. That would have to be just if you are penetrating your partner or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. So it did look pretty promising. I'm going to look into it, but pretty expensive. I would have to save up for that. I used to bind back in the day too, and that also annoyed the living daylights out of me, because you would get all sweaty from the binder, and very restrictive. I don't like restriction. I don't even like wearing clothes. I wear clothes because I have to. I'm probably a nudist at heart, because I don't like wearing a bunch of stuff. It's just that restriction. So the actual binding was horrible for me. So luckily, I was able to get my surgeries pretty quickly when I found out about transitioning, and I think it took me 6 months when I found out about transitioning to when I actually did the transitioning and the surgeries and everything. I had my histo and my top surgery at the same time at the Cleveland Clinic back in 2003, December 23rd to be exact. That was the most painful Christmas holiday season I ever spent. I mean, double doozy, upper and lower at the same time. But I'm glad I got it out of the way. Anyway, what else to say about the pack to pack or not to pack? I don't have dysphoria about that. I quickly stopped using any device. I used a sock for a little bit, and even that got to feel weird. So I'm happy with what I have. I don't feel dysphoric. I don't feel people look down there. I don't look at guys to see if they have a bulge. I don't know if you ladies look at men. I asked that question. No one really answered. Yeah, do you ladies look what's between the guys like to see if they're, they have a good bulge or not? I don't think that's something that's very usual unless you're some sort of like well-endowed person. But I think mostly when a penis is dead, it doesn't like really show. The only time something like that would be necessary is if you start to date and you're dancing or you're playing around and holding each other and the lady starts to touch and then they don't feel anything down there. They're going to go, what's wrong with you? Where's your, So having a prosthetic would, be appropriate. But then there's going to come a time when you have to tell the lady, hey, listen, I'm trans, So, it's a very complicated issue. But anyway, I'm getting ready to go inside. It's hot as molasses out here. The temperature is 93 degrees, and I'm inside my car. And although I have the AC on, it's still pretty hot. I'm going to go inside and sit in one of our comfortable couches there in our lounge and wait for the time for me to clock in. Guys, I love you. But remember to always love yourselves too. If you have any questions, any concerns, please feel free to put them down below or email me at transitionradioshow@gmail.com. If you have any topics that you want me to discuss, translated, non-translated, whatever, please do. Take care. Bye-bye.